Walkaround family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2025 Honda Civic Sport Hybrid in the new solar silver metallic with a black interior. For 2025, Honda has made some changes on the lineup on the Civic. Now, if you want the 2-liter no turbo, it will be the LX or Sport model. And then the Sport Hybrid and Sport Touring Hybrid will have the 2-liter with electric motor. The 1.5 is no longer available on the standard Civic. It is still available on the SI with a manual transmission. For 2025, Honda replaced the EX sedan with this Sport Hybrid. So you're gonna get a lot of those EX features, but the look of a Sport. Out of all the Civics, this is probably gonna be the volume seller for Honda. Starting off with the front fascia here, you do have a new design on the front bumper. Instead of having that fake circle that was in all of the bumpers of the Civics besides the Touring, because the Touring actually had a fog light. Now you have a bumper curtain. You do have a new grille design that kind of gives you like a big mount type look, and they switch up the grille design as well. Now the solar silver metallic replaces lunar silver, and this is a little bit lighter versus the lunar. The lunar was a little bit darker, but if you didn't know that, you wouldn't have known. You would have thought solar silver was the same thing as lunar silver. Now the Sport Hybrid will give you full LED headlamps. This is actually standard on all of the Civic. On the outer lamps, they're your low beams and they're LED. Your high beam will be in the middle, which is also LED. Your turn signals is LED, and your daytime running lights is also LED. No fog lights is available on any Civic anymore. I think they got rid of it on the Touring as well when they switched to this new bumper. You still have the same design as 24 too, with the wide windshield, slimmer A-pillars, the new updated windshield wipers with the nozzle on the wiper itself, trying to give you like a long hood design. Still a beautiful looking vehicle. Side mirrors, it's kind of mounted lower on the door, and it is gloss black up top, flat black down below, and there's no LED turn signals integrated on the side mirrors. Now around the windows, it is flat black as well. The pillars, flat black. The door handles are body colored. You do get a moonroof now on the Sport Hybrid. Like I said, technically this is an EX. EX always gave you a moonroof. So if you know what the EX has, then you're gonna know what this guy has. It's just that it's a hybrid. Coming along to the rear, for 2025, Honda did kind of darken the taillights. So they're smoked actually, there we go, compared to the 24. So that's one way you know that you have a 25 versus 24. Also a hybrid was not available on the 24. So it's another way you know you have a 25. Now you do have a shark fin style antenna, and it's body colored. You do have your brake light. I don't think that's LED for your third brake light. There's no tint. Well, there's no privacy tint on the Civic. It's tinted from factory to help protect your interior and your skin, but it's just not dark. On the rear, along with the smoke tail lights, you do have a combination tail light, so LED brake light, and then your reverse light look like a traditional bulb, and your turn signals look like it's a traditional bulb, so combination. And your license plate frame lights, I believe is LED. I don't know if you guys can see that. LED. You do have Sport in chrome. You can black that out. You have the Honda emblem in chrome. You can also black that out. And you have Civic in chrome that you can also black that out. But what's new is this hybrid badge. And I will see when we build one of these if you can black that out. Not sure. We'll double check. And then down below in the bumper, all body colored. Nothing too much going on down here. Now you don't have the exhaust finisher that you get in the regular Sport. That's one reason. That's one way you know if it's a hybrid you're behind or it's a traditional gas Sport. The hybrid will have the exhaust tucked away, so you guys can see it right there. And it's not dual exhaust because dual exhaust was only for the turbo motor. This has the 2-liter non-turbo. Now in the lower portion of the bumper, you do have some flat black down here too. Break up a little bit of the silver, and you have your reflectors. And that's pretty much it on the rear. I've had the Civic on this whole time, but hybrid life, sometimes the engine don't need to be on while the vehicle is running. So that's something to get used to because we haven't had a hybrid Civic in a while. So I'm gonna show you guys the window sticker. So this is a 25, you can see Civic Hybrid Sport, and gas mileage, you're looking at 50 city and 47 highway, 49 mpgs together. So this is another reason why I think the Sport is gonna be a huge seller. Base price is $28,750 for a lunar silver Sport sedan. There's no premium charge for this color, but when we build one up, I'm gonna show you guys some colors that will change the price. Destination handling is $10.95. MSRP is $29,845. Now let's take a look at the key design of the hybrid. One thing I miss what Honda used to do is on their hybrid is they used to have the back of the key blue to let you know you have a hybrid. but that's okay. You still have the newer Honda key that Honda's been having with all of their vehicles. You have lock, unlock, remote start built in on the key fob, pop the trunk, panic for the alarm to go off, you can't find your car, and there is an emergency key in the fob as well. Also, I didn't mention blind spot monitoring is standard on the Sport Hybrid, and for 25, it's actually standard on a Sport non-hybrid. 24, you had to get an EX and up to get blind spot monitoring, and the previous Sport didn't have blind spot monitoring, but now for 25, Honda throw that in. Now, because you have the smart keys, you do have smart entry, so you tap this guy to lock all the doors, put your hand in there to unlock the door. Now, you have that sensor on the driver door and passenger door. It's not on the back door handles. Also, by default, if you put your hand in the driver door, it'll only unlock the driver door. You can go into settings to change that feature. If you put your hand in the passenger door first, it'll lock all 4 doors. So let's get inside the Civic. Look at the door card here. I'm trying to block the sun for you guys. This is hard touch up here. You do have some gloss black down here. And this is cloth, so soft touch there, soft touch there. Auto up-down windows for the front. Hold it for the rear. Power locks, power mirrors. I always love the door handle that Honda has. You have your trunk release here. Some storage down here as well. And you have a speaker on the door. Now, the Sport always had a combination seat where the middle of the seat is cloth and then it's leather on the outside. So that's unique to the Sport. If you get an LX, it'll be all cloth, but if you get Sport or Sport Hybrid, it'll be this combination, and once you go to the Sport Touring, it'll be full leather. Also, the seat adjustment is manual on the Sport Hybrid, so up and down for your back, to move forward and back. Same thing on the passenger side, but there's no up and down on the passenger side. So let's jump into the Sport. Go ahead and welcome to your Honda. I'm gonna turn it on, foot on brake, push the button. Depending on the battery's percentage or the level it's at, sometimes the engine may not need to turn on. In this case, the engine rolled on as well. On the left side of the steering wheel, you do have your vent design. If you're used to a 24 Sport, you're gonna be very used to this interior, by the way. You have the piano black around the vent. You can open and close. You have your dimmer switch for your lighting. You do have traction control on and off there. You have your lever to pop open the hood. You do get the Sport pedals, gas and brake. Dead pedal is a regular plastic. The steering wheel is leather wrapped as well. And so you can see a stitch in the middle. Feels good to the hand. Piano black in the middle. And you do have your controls over here, some controls over here. So the left side is gonna have next track, previous. You have your volume up and down, source. So you can quickly switch from AM, FM, Bluetooth, all that good stuff. There's the engine, it went off. You have your home button here for the screen there. You have your voice command and you have a scroll wheel. Now, most of these controls over here will control the left side of your driver display because this side is digital, this side is analog. So this will always be a speedometer. You do have a digital speedometer in the middle and your odometer and outside temperature mode you're in as well. Now, looking in on the left side over here, let me see if I can zoom in for you guys. Using the scroll wheel, you have a power flow, which is new to the Civic because it's a hybrid now. This is going to show you if you're charging the battery or if the electric motor is powering the wheels or if the engine is powering the wheels. Also, I think this is the only way to see the level of your battery as well. So you see that battery bank and it's like 3 bars, how much charge you have to your battery. But as you start driving, it'll indicate what's going on with your powertrain. And you have range and fuel into that for you guys as well. But you have speed and time for the engine, driver attention or your wake to drive, who have their seatbelts on, maintenance, safety support. So here you can change some of your safety features. So you have your road departure mitigation, blind spot monitoring on and off, and collision mitigation braking. Below that, you can have no content, shows nothing. Vehicle settings is where you change some of your TPMS and door settings and lighting settings, and a little bit of everything. Climate control setup. Actually, hold on. I don't think I've ever even seen that before. Climate control setup. Oh, driver seat automatic climate control. Passenger seat. What? This is my first time even seeing this menu. Oh, it's either on and off. Okay. Oh, interesting. Let's learn something new. You can customize display. So here you can decide what views on this screen as well. And your warnings and back to power flow. So I will leave it on power flow. So you have some customization there on the screen. On this left stalk over here, you do have off, auto, parking, and on. You do have auto high beams as well too. No fog light controls because no fog lights. Behind the steering wheel, you have a minus and a plus. This is not to shift. And if you get a regular Sport, it'll give you virtual gears. You can virtually shift. On the hybrid, this is how you adjust your regenerative braking. So I believe you have 4 different levels. When you take your foot off the gas, you can adjust how much you want it to slow down the vehicle, and the more aggressive it is, the more it charges your battery. On the right side of the steering wheel, you do have your cruise on and off. You have your cancel button here, resume set. You do have your adaptive cruise control button here, and your lane keeping assist on and off feature there as well. So some of your Honda sensing features are there. And on the right stalk here, you have your wipers. You have off, intermediate, low, and high. Easy to use, very intuitive. Now on the EX, you did get the 7-inch display. If you wanted the bigger 9-inch display on the 24, you had to get a Touring. It's still the case for 2025. So if you get an LX, Sport, or Sport Hybrid, you'll get this size screen. Once you go to the Sport Touring, you get the bigger 9-inch display. Now this is still touchscreen, and you have physical buttons as well. So if you have a volume knob, you have a tuning knob, and you have next track, previous, phone shortcut, radio, so AM, FM, Bluetooth, USB. Connect is going to be Apple CarPlay or Android Auto back in the menu key. Now for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, it is wired. If you want wireless, you have to get a Sport Touring. On the Sport Hybrid, you still got to plug your phone in to use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So now down below, you still have that new vent design that started in the Civic, where it goes across the whole dash. The actual vents is not the whole thing. You can actually see where the actual vent is. And you can see like that's kind of just plastic until you get to that next opening. And piano black all around. I'm not a big fan of it, but Honda's been using it, so it is what it is. But these controls feel very premium in the hand. I always like how these feel. And down below that, you have your climate control. Now, unlike the Sport Hybrid, not the Sport Hybrid, the traditional Sport, you do not get dual zone. So the Sport Hybrid will give you dual zone climate control, where driver and passenger can have, in terms of sync, can have 2 different temperatures. If you hit sync, then you're controlling both sides. Also, the Sport Hybrid is going to give you heated seats, 3 different levels, high, medium, and low. Same thing on the passenger side. Traditional Sport Civic, no heated seats, no dual zone climate control. You have your mode here, you have a front defrost on and off for the climate control, fan speed, rear defrost, and heated side mirrors, AC on and off, and you saw me mess with the sync earlier. Below that, what's new for 2025 is USB-A is gone, so both of your connections are USB-C. This one's for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and charging. This one is only for charging. You still have a power outlet as well, and you do have some storage down below. Go up to a Sport Touring, you have a standard wireless phone charger in this placement right there. Just like the steering wheel, you have a leather wrap shift knob as well, and you do have park, reverse, neutral drive. Let's put the Civic in reverse so you guys can see the backup camera. Now this will have Honda's multi-angle backup camera, where you have a wide angle, normal, and a top-down view. You'll also have cross traffic, so it'll alert you if there's a car coming from this way or that way as you're backing up. Also, you probably can hear that sound you're hearing is when you're in hybrid mode, the Civic will play a chime to warn people you are coming. You also have trajectory lines on there, and if you turn the wheel, it'll show you where you end up as well. Now the CR-V in the Accord, I believe, has a B mode for the hybrid. I guess the Civic just don't have a B mode. It's interesting. You do have your drive modes down below as well. If you toggle this guy, you can put into Sport, Normal, and Econ. So Econ gives you the best gas saving. Normal is a balance between Sport and Econ, and Sport, who cares about gas mileage as well. And usually this will be an idle engine stop on the gas only model. Because of hybrid, you have electric motor, you don't need that at all. It'll seamlessly go between engine and electric. You have to worry about hitting the engine cranking over every time, like our non-hybrid vehicles. You have electronic park and brake here, brake hold down below. This is a cool feature where you're holding the brakes and you're in drive. You can turn this feature on. Your seatbelt have to be on though, and you can take your foot off the brake and it'll hold your brake while you're in drive. Very cool feature. You have your cup holders here. I love this material that they've used in the previous Sport. It's not piano black. It's gonna wear a lot better than the piano black. Your armrest is soft touch, but it is cloth as well, by the way. And then you do have your coin tray here and storage in there. There's no plugins, just a big hole. And this doesn't move either, like the previous generation of the Civic. Now your glove box is not lockable, but it is damp, so it opens slowly. It's not lined, but it is a bin style, which is nice. And above your touchscreen display, you do have a traditional rear view mirror. If you go up to a Sport Touring, you'll get the auto dimming rear view mirror with HomeLink as well. Now, you do have LED lighting throughout the whole cabin, which is a nice touch. And another reason why you get the Sport Hybrid is for the moonroof. Because if you get a regular Sport, there's no moonroof available. You have to get Sport Hybrid or a Sport Touring. Now, your headliner here is black. Not sure if you guys can see in this lighting I'm in, but you do have your vanity mirror here with a light. It's not LED, but you get a light. And on the passenger side, you also get a light as well. And then looking at the seat design again on the passenger side, get a little stripe. Someone commented on one of my videos saying they hate that Honda put the stripe. I don't think most people notice it, or it's not a big deal to me. But that's funny that someone mentioned that. Now let's jump out of here. Let's get into the back seat. I did move the seat all the way back, so let's see how much leg space I have with the seat all the way back. Oh, actually, before we jump in here, capless fuel filler. I forgot to show you guys. So you don't got to turn the cap. When you lock the Civic, it'll lock the door. So there's no lever to open it anymore. You just push it. But if the Civic is locked in, no one can just walk up and push it. On the rear doors, hard touch. You don't have that piano black back here, just flat plastic, flat black. And then this is not as soft as the driver's side, but this is still soft, but still not as soft. Like the rear door, they kind of like, okay, we don't need to go crazy. You do have storage down there, speaker there, tweeter on the door. The rear seats do have the half leather, half cloth, which they didn't have to follow, but Honda did follow it. All right, so sitting behind myself, I'm about 5'10", and with the seat all the way back, I still have a few inches behind this driver's seat. Now, I don't have that much space for my feet, but you're not gonna have the seat all the way back like this. The seat is all the way back. Now, behind the driver, no seat back pocket. One behind the passenger. There's no USB-Cs or air vent for your rear passengers. You do have, oh, let me take the seatbelts off. You do have an armrest / cup holder, which is leather, which is nice and soft touch. You have a light up here for your interior lighting. That's pretty much it. So I'll show you guys the cockpit again. And this is not the ideal lighting I would want to record these videos in. I've been having trouble recording the hybrid Civics. So this is like the second one we've got. The first one sold so fast, I didn't even get my hands on it. Even the Sport Touring too, I've had, I think, 1 or 2, and they sold so fast, couldn't get my hands on it. It's crazy how fast these hybrids are selling. Now, let's look at the trunk. Push the button, it pops it open. It don't open all the way. On the 24, the Touring opens all the way. I'm assuming for 25, it's still the same because the Touring will have a strut to open your trunk. Now, this hybrid does have the protection package like I mentioned earlier. So you have this cargo tray here that you can add as an accessory. It doesn't come with it. It'll look like this with a carpet. Now, one thing with the hybrid, you don't get a spare tire. You get a flat fix kit and some storage. Now, you still can take this foam out, so I'm not sure if you can put a tire in there still, maybe. But Honda don't include the spare tire to kind of help with weight and to keep the miles per gallon high on the hybrid. They did the same thing with the CRV, the Accord. The CRV is different because the CRV, you actually can't put a tire back there because the battery is a little bit in the cargo space of the CRV. But you do get carpet floor mat standard with your hybrid, and you have a front license plate. You can add the all-season mat as an accessory if you want to. Now, let's take a look at the brochure of the Sport Hybrid. All right, we made it to the 2025 Honda Civic Sedan brochure. Like I mentioned in the video, you have the LX, you have the Sport, Sport Hybrid, and Sport Touring Hybrid. Today we're focusing on the Sport Hybrid. So the Sport Hybrid is going to have all the features the Sport have and add some of these goodies here. In my opinion, the Sport Hybrid is just an EX that looks just like a Sport, in my opinion, because it has all the EX features. Obviously, it don't have the 1.5 turbo engine, but you do get a 2-motor hybrid powertrain. You get a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. You do get a 200 total system horsepower. So with the electric motor plus the gas motor is 200 horsepower together. I think the torque is about like 200 and I can't remember, like 230 foot-pound of torque or something like that. So the hybrids have like crazy torque. When you drive one, you'll see, you notice the difference, especially comparing to the regular Sport. Lithium-ion high voltage battery pack, deceleration selectors, power moonroof, which is you don't get in the Sport. This might be a deal breaker for some of you guys. Dual zone climate control, heated front seats is definitely gonna be a deal breaker for some people that are shopping the Sport and the Sport Hybrid. Variable intermittent windshield wipers, passenger side seat back pocket, illuminated vanity mirrors, and a conventional exhaust finisher, because on the Sport you get a regular exhaust. So let's go and build one. Here's the 4 trim levels, and no more 1.5. It's pretty interesting. And even on the hatchbacks, there's no LX on the hatchback either. But when I get one of those, we'll jump into that. So you can see 200 horsepower combined as a hybrid. This is gonna be a huge seller. I'm telling you that right now. Imagine you can get the look of the Sport, but you can get heated seats, dual zone, and power moonroof, and you can get, what is it, 50 city, 47 highway, 49 combined. It's a wrap. This is gonna be a huge seller, especially if you don't need a fully loaded Sport touring, but you want the good gas mileage, the Sport hybrid. Like I said, it's just a good package. Also, let's take a look at some of the exterior colors. So you got solar black. What am I talking about? Crystal black pearl. It's late, by the way, guys. That will only come with black cloth interior. You can get meteorite gray metallic, and look at this. You can get gray interior in a Sport. Isn't that crazy? So the Sport always have black interior only, and that's it. The gray leather on the outside, the gray in the middle this looks cool. I can't wait to see one in person. Also, the door card right here is gray too, which is cool. Gray interior in a Sport. I don't know. This might be the color combination a lot of people want to get, the gray with gray, and I'm assuming you can get white with gray too. But it looks nice. It looks really good. You have the black cloth interior, and let's go back, and you have rally red, which is no premium color, only comes with black cloth interior, and you have the new solar silver metallic, replacing lunar silver metallic, which only comes in black interior, which we just did as well. And then you have the new blue lagoon pearl. Now, I did do a walk around on the regular Sport, and I did it in this color. This color is beautiful. I love how this looks, and you can get it with gray interior too. That is so nice. That is so nice. A lot of people complain about the color combination, and especially in the Sports, there's only one interior color. Well, now you get a Sport hybrid, and you can get gray interior. You get the platinum white pearl, black or gray cloth, and then you have the new urban gray pearl, which replaced solid gray pearl, which only come with black interior. Ooh, urban gray should look good on the Civic. Can't wait to see one in person as well. Let's look at the wheel designs that you can have. Now, I explained that I love the additional rims you can add from Honda. Like, if I bought one of these, I'm adding these. These look so. Look at this in urban gray. That looks nice. Let me put it back to the solar silver, because that's what we're working on right now. Look at that with those wheels. Super clean. Let's look at the packages you can add. So you have all-season protection package, all-season protection package 2, and a protection package, which the model I have had. And let's look at some accessories you can add. So on electronics, you have an engine block heater. Interior, you have the all-season floor mats, cargo hook, cargo net, all the protection stuff that you can have. Illuminated door sill trim, cargo tray, dividers. Pretty simple. If you look at exterior. By the way, I'm recording this like super late. It's like 1 in the morning or something like that. So that's how you know I love you guys. Trying to get this video out for you. Body side molding. I do not like this deckless spoiler. That looks. I rather the SI's spoiler. This thing, not a big fan. But door edge film, door edge guard. I love the door visors, so you can black out all the emblems. Like, oh, you can black out a hybrid. Look at that. It's black with blue. Oh, that's actually nice. I like how that looks. So you can black out all of the emblems, which is cool. They still have this weird thing where if you black out Sport touring is still in chrome. Pretty interesting. But I did not mean to go all the way to summary. We're almost there. We're not gonna get there yet. We're gonna get there. And moonroof visor, rear bumper applique. Let's not add that guy. And the underbody front spoiler. So this is how it'll look. I guess they're not calling this an HPD spoiler. They're just underbody spoiler. But I guess they give it some type of change. I rather like a lip, but it is what it is. You can get a rear spoiler. So let's flip that guy to the rear. See what that looks like. That's okay as well too. It's subtle. It's subtle. You get side skirts you can add on there too. All of that is subtle. Okay, let's jump into the pricing. So you're looking at $28,750 is your base price. No premium charge for solar silver metallic. Destination handling is $10.95. You're looking at $29,845. So just under $30 for a sport hybrid sedan. Like I said in the video, I see Honda selling a bunch of these. Like, you get the best of all worlds. Like, look at this thing. you get the sport look, the wheels, the mirror caps, and moonroof, heated seats, dual zone climate control. You just don't get the sport exhaust, which would have been nice to get, but I guess since it's hybrid, Honda's like, we're not gonna put exhaust on there. I don't know. Drop a comment below what you think about the sport hybrid. I'm definitely gonna do a sport touring pretty soon. It's been so hard getting my hands on these. Like I said, this is like the third hybrid that I received, and this one actually sold as soon as I finished the video. I was done with it. This one sold same day. It was crazy. The sport touring, we've had a few of those, but I wasn't able to make a video on one. But I have one coming in that hopefully I can get my hands on. Let me know what you guys think about the new hybrid Civics, the sport and the sport touring, and especially the sport though. Since this is a video on the sport, would you buy one? Would you not buy one? Is it missing some features? Do you wish it had more? The gray interior, I cannot wait to see that in person. That's clean. I like that they did that. And that's only on, I don't think the normal sport get gray interior. I think that's only on the hybrid sport. Let me jump in and make sure. You go to white, yep. If you get a sport, black interior only. If you get a sport hybrid, you can get black or gray, but it either has to be white, gray, or I already forgot, was it three of them that had that second interior color? Oh yeah, the blue. So white, blue, and gray, you can get that gray interior, but not the urban gray. It's that Mirai gray. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna catch you in the next video.